Hi guys, hope everybody's doing really well. I am, and yeah, that's my intro. So the other day, while I was scrolling through my abundance of interesting and of course funny video ideas of what I can make videos about, I had somewhat of a revelation that we're in May now, which means that there's been over 1 year since I got my cancer diagnosis, which is a really, really weird thing to think about. At the time, it seemed like everything. I'd gotten cancer, and now that was everything my life was about. Like, I can just now basically go through my daily life and I kind of forget about I have cancer. Well, I don't have a job yet, so I mean, when I think of why I don't have a job, then it's easy to remember about the cancer. But all in all, like physical well-being and day-to-day life, it's weird to think about how sick I was 1 year ago. So I thought it could be a interesting and fun idea to basically go over the last year. How am I feeling now? What's changed since before I got the cancer, after I got the cancer, and now, 1 year after the cancer? And what may you go through if you have been in ish kind of the similar situation as me? You can't really use it as a guideline because, as boring and as annoying as it sounds, everybody has a different experience. But if you are curious, or if you wanted to know about it, or if, I don't know, you're going through cancer, then hey, this is my story, I guess. So, but before we do that, I'm just gonna lay the groundwork, who I am, what happened to me, and basically just go through everything up to this point. Hi, my name is Ole. I'm 25 years old, and 1 year ago today, I got cancer. More specifically, I got diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma stage 4. For people wondering what type of cancer this is, well, this is a cancer that attacks your lymph system, basically your body's immune system regulatory thingamajiggy. If you've ever had a serious cold, maybe you felt one of your like a ball in some sort of sense anywhere on your body. That's usually your lymph system trying to like contain a virus and get rid of it. Cancer, not so easy to get rid of apparently, so it kind of uses those mini highways in your body to just spread everywhere because you know it's easy access. And if you're as unlucky as me, that might end up being stage 4, which means that the cancer is a little bit of everywhere. Luckily, Hodgkin's lymphoma is one of the most understood and studied cancer types. It has the highest rate of survival rates after the 5-year index. Basically, 90% will survive after 5 years, which is usually when you get the cancer-free title, because the likelihood of getting cancer again after that time is quite less. Still higher than other people, but less than, 1 or 2 years after your treatment. Luckily, in Norway, we have something called a package course, which means that as soon as they suspect cancer is involved, they kind of set up like a team plan and then just make sure that your information is shared properly with all the doctors involved, so you can just quickly go from CT scan, doctor, chemo, this, and then it just like goes smoothly. Still, like there's a waiting period, and I have to admit 2 weeks of waiting when cancer is suspected is the longest 2 weeks of my life. But looking back on it, it went really, really fast. Not only that, since I am relatively healthy and young, I was put on something called a BEACOP treatment. BEACOP is just basically an abbreviation of all the different chemotherapies they wanted to give me. It is, from my understanding, the hardest course they can give out without any too dangerous repercussions, because they meant that I was so young and my body was relatively strong enough to be able to catch up again after breaking it down as we did. So yeah, for the next 3 months I went into the hospital, got a dose of 7 different chemos pumped into my body over the course of many hours, and the next 3 weeks were hell. There's literally no better way of saying it. It's awful. You feel sick, you feel bad. Everything is bad. Your immune system shuts down, your white blood cell stops producing properly, you have a high chance of becoming anemic, you have a high chance of getting infections, you're nauseous all the time, you're tired, and then of course we have the symptoms we all know about, like you lose your hair, you like feel like crap, you don't want to do anything. And after the first time I was like, okay, I can do this, because we get like 1 week of recuperation between each session. I wasn't as hopeful after the second dose. Because the thing about chemo is it's like an additive effect. Like you never fully recover until your next dose. Which means that you get up to maybe 70% again, and then you have to do it again, which means that now your base is much lower. You get up to that new 70% again, and then down we go. Until the miraculous day where the doctor just said that that's it. We can't find any more cancer cells in your scans. I was relatively lucky that I only had to get away with 4 doses of heavy chemotherapy. There was talk about maybe 6 if they still found suspicion after the 4th dose. And the worst case scenario would be 6 doses plus radiation waves, lasers. So yeah, that would have been the worst option, just because if they had to introduce radiation, there's a whole package of side effects just from that. Like, I don't want to go over those things because, I mean, it's kind of scary. So, but luckily 4 doses and I was out, and I had the entire summer to kind of get used to this new life of mine, get used to how it is to be cancer free again, because as weird as it sounds, you get so quickly used to being sick in that time because everything happens at once. So like you completely forget about how it is being healthy, because your body just completely shuts down. So it was a weird feeling actually knowing that after the 3 weeks is up I don't have to go get another dose, which meant that I can like start to feel on it again. I was struggling with fatigue. That is the biggest one. Like, you're so tired afterwards. Your body is, it's now finished fighting off this poison attacking your cells. And now it spends a lot of time rebuilding you. So you're just always like a little bit lacking. So you don't have as much energy to do this and this and this. And which is why I am currently also unemployed even 1 year later, because I'm still technically in recovery. I'm feeling great, but that's just because I know how it is to feel crap. So relatively speaking, I'm feeling great. But fatigue is nothing to scoff at all. I have all the respect in the world. People going through every day and having chronic sicknesses where they have to experience fatigue. It is so hard not being able to just do stuff with your pals properly because you need to take like a 2-hour break in between. Luckily, that's kind of it of my proven side effects, like what the side effects I can see. I've actually been really lucky that fatigue is, from what I experienced, seems to be it. I've gone into the hospital, had a few scans, still no sign of the cancer returning. And from all the things I'm reading, like people can get neurological damages, they can not feel certain things, they can have phantom pains. I have nothing like that. Only kind of phantom pain I is because they did kind of cut me up here and remove one of my lymph nodes because they needed to use it for test. If I am too hard in this area, I do actually get some minor pains. Same on my chest. They had to operate in a VAP port, like a vein port, where they put in the chemo. Even 1 year afterwards, there's still a pretty big scar here, and it is quite tender. So if I do this too much, I am gonna feel it later. But that's not the cancer's fault. It's just something I had to do because of the cancer. So, I mean, it is the cancer's fault, but at the same time, it isn't. Other than that, though, and it might seem minor, but it's actually quite exhausting. There's a lot of mental issues coming with it, and I'm talking like PTSD stuff. Every single time I have an itch that lasts more than 15 seconds, I get a mini panic attack. Because for the longest time, itching was like the main thing. It was the reason, like, that was why I had to go to the doctor, because I was like itching my everything bloody. And for a long time we didn't know it was cancer, but now that I know that that was because of the cancer, it's so easy to get that fear that, oh no, this itch, the itching is back, it's gonna start again, and never does. It's just a regular itch. After 15 seconds it's gone, but yeah, not fun. Also, since a lymph node, like an inflated lymph node, was the reason why I got, I figured out the cancer. Every single time I shower, and I have to, soap myself up, and every single time I go over the areas, I'm always afraid that this is the day I'll find a new ball. This is the day I'll know. Oh, it never is, of course, but yeah. Even 1 year later, that's a feeling that doesn't go away. It will, of course, with time go away. I just need to it needs to become normal for me, like completely normal for me not to have had cancer, and then I can gradually get rid of it. But yeah, I've never had panic attacks before, but I think this is as close as I'll ever get, hopefully. Other than that, this one's kind of like a funny one. If I see IV bags or something in real life or in shows, I get so nauseous. I just remember getting pumped with stuff, and not necessarily just the chemo. I also had to get antibiotics pumped in me at some point, and that made me feel so bad. So every single time I see an IV bag in a hospital drama or something now, it's like, oh. So yeah, same with hospital smells. If I go through certain sections of my hospital and I smell like a certain drug, it activates that gag reflex in my brain. Again, that's something that's just gonna have to go over with time, but anyways, it's affecting my life, so I think it's good to mention. Other than that, guys, it's actually really okay with me. For so long, cancer seemed like such a scary thing, and it was a really scary thing. When you hear cancer, you usually just automatically go to death. Oh, okay, I'm gonna die. But luckily, my situation has been so fortunate so far, and I'm just gonna pray that it's gonna continue to be fortunate, that if the worst effects I sit with after everything is gone is that I'm just more tired than other people, and I sometimes get scared. I mean, I'll take it. Of course, I don't want it, but if it's death or dying, then of course I'll take it. It's such a small price to pay. And of course, you maybe have the argument then, well, yeah, but isn't getting cancer to begin with already an unfair thing? And that's well, yeah, but life is unfair. Sometimes you win the lottery, sometimes you get cancer. There's no real way of preventing any of them. Well, I guess you can prevent the lottery by just not applying, but I don't really want to focus on the unfair aspect of my life. It happened, and I'm better now, and hopefully it's just going to continue to go like that. And as I said, it's 1 year. At the time, it felt like my entire life was cancer, and now I can actually start to just think of normal stuff. I can think of applying back to school. I can think of what I'm gonna do further with my life. I can start making plans again. I can travel. It's weird. I think another thing I can say as a symptom of cancer is just like you have an appreciation for life. You have an appreciation for things you didn't really before. Like I was satisfied working like a job I wasn't happy with, and I kind of just accepted that my life was going to be so-so. But now after the cancer, I'm a little bit hopeful that maybe I can do something with my life again. And kind of like it. I'm not happy that it took cancer to realize this, but hey, I'll take it. So yeah, again, this has been a interesting video for me to think about, and I hope you like it. I started out just talking to the camera, so might as well sometimes try it out again. See if, I don't know, build a connection. Without any further ado, thank you for watching, and thank you for checking up on me. And if you are going through cancer, and if you are going through anything, and you're scared, and you're gonna ask somebody, then just leave a comment in the comment section. I'm not an expert at all, but I know that sometimes it's just nice to talk to somebody, and it's kind of easier when that somebody knows kind of what kind of situation you are in. So I don't know, the offer is there. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, like the video. If you want to follow along, then subscribe. If you want to write a comment, and if you want, have a nice day. Until next time, bye.